Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Hey guys, and welcome back to the Language Tutor Spanish YouTube series. So look, I'm doing something a little different in this episode. I want to tell you about my top 10 choices of places that you must visit in Spain. All right, so here we go. Let's jump right in. Number 10 is Toledo. Now look guys, Toledo is incredible. It is actually depicted in one of El Greco's most famous paintings, and it is full of history, architecture. Cool thing is it sits high on a hill and it is surrounded by incredible scenery. The buildings have everything from Moorish history to Gothic to Renaissance to Christian. And while you're there, you have to see the Church of San Tomé. All right, number 9 is the beach of Gran Canaria. Yes, Gran Canaria is the largest of the Canary Islands. And the best part of this island is absolutely the beaches, because you have clear, blue, beautiful water. So if you like to dive, this is your place. If you like calm water, this is your place. Make this your beach stop, because parts of this beach are actually blocked off by a natural volcanic rock structure. So you can spend your time in the water and you're not going to get beat up by the waves. That sounds awesome, right? And you can find restaurants, shops, parks, tons of things to do. You can also visit sand dunes. You can visit an underwater park, yes. And you can attend a diving school, or you can even take a glass bottom boat ride. So if you'd like to check out the sea life, this is definitely a stop for you. Coming in at number 8 is Plaza de Espana in Sevilla. The Plaza de Espana was actually built for an exposition that took place in 1929. Now you have colonnades, tiles representing the provinces of Spain. You have a long pool with bridges and more. You can even rent a boat to take around the pool and go under the bridges if you want to check it out up close and personally. And while you're there, take a stroll through the Parque de Maria Luisa. This is a half mile of gardens in beautifully landscaped areas. So, and you know, you can even visit a museum while you're there also. Now coming in at number 7 is Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. This cathedral was actually built to honor Santiago, James from the Bible. Yes, you may or may not know that Santiago is James in Spanish. But if you're a fan of biblical history, you must visit this cathedral. James's remains are actually there in the cathedral in a crypt under the altar. There's also a wooden figure of James, the saint. Now you can actually take a staircase on either side that goes up behind the figure and even see James's cloak there. And some people even like to kiss it, you know, blessed and all that kind of stuff. So number 6 is Sevilla Cathedral and Alcazar. Again, if you like history, this is got to be on your list. Christopher Columbus actually rests here in the cathedral. His remains are there. And you can visit the altar, which is covered by statues, which are actually completely covered with gold. You can visit the rooms. You can go around it and see the gardens. You can stroll through the history, through the neighborhoods with iron balconies around it, the courtyards, tons of history, tons of beauty, all compacted into one area. Now coming in at number 5 is San Lorenzo de El Escorial. This is northwest of Madrid, and it was actually the summer home for the kings of Spain. It has a church, it has a palace, a museum, a monastery, mausoleum, and much more. You can visit 16 courtyards, rooms, structures, and get this, there are actually 16 kilometers of corridors. Yeah, it's pretty large. So get ready to do some walking. But the palace also has a Bourbon suite, which was the private apartments of Charles IV and Philip II. They are full of tapestries and rare furnishings, and also famous works of art. So put that one on your list. Coming in at number 4 is the Prado and Paseos del Arte, Madrid, in Madrid. Chances are chances are that you've heard of the Prado. It's one of the top museums in the world, and some say that it has the world's highest concentration of priceless treasures in one place. There are works there by El Greco, Goya, Velázquez, you name it. And you'll even find Picasso's famous work there, Guernica, one of his most famous paintings, and it depicts such history in that one painting. So if you love history and art, the Prado has to be on your list. Coming in at number 3 is the Great Mosque of Cordova. Yes, you've got to visit the Great Mosque. This is really the focus of Moorish architecture in Spain. Construction on this mosque actually began in 785, and it is filled with rows of columns and rounded arches and in symmetrical patterns. And chances are you've seen pictures of this mosque, but you got to see this wonder in person. So put that one on your list. Now coming in at number 2 is Barcelona's Sagrada Familia. The Sagrada Familia is a place to visit if you like non-conventional structures. Antoni Gaudí took great liberties with this structure. He implemented a lot of Art Nouveau tactics when this began, and he created a series of some call absurd buildings, with the Sagrada Familia being the most well-known of those structures. And one interesting part of this structure is that although it was started in 1882, it is listed as an unfinished structure and work in progress. So who knows what you're going to find there. And finally, number 1 is the Alhambra. The Alhambra is probably the most famous. It's a Moorish palace that you just really have to see in person. It's made up of buildings, towers, stone carvings, gardens, a mosque, arches, courtyards, and tons more. And there is an adjoining palace built for Charles V. So it's still also listed as unfinished as well. But the Alhambra is the epitome of Renaissance architecture, and it has to be one of the most well-known structures in Spain. Well, amigos, those are my personal top 10 choices of places that you must visit when you go to Spain. And definitely make a trip to Spain because you want to check out where Spanish came from. Tons of history, tons of modern things. It's just an incredible country. I love Spain. Okay, guys, hey, be sure to check out our Spanish lessons here on the Language Tutor YouTube channel and listen to the Language Tutor Spanish podcast so that you can practice everything you learn here on the channel while you're on the go. All right, my friends, I'll see you next time. I wish for you paz y bendiciones, peace and blessings. Hasta pronto. Friends, thanks for watching The Language Tutor. If you have a question for me, feel free to leave it in the comment section below the video. And please click subscribe and the notification bell so that you'll never miss any of our language lessons.